maligafika malere, dunia maligafika enchaîné, dunia maligafika malere, dunia maligafika enchaîné. Ilona amalema iloyes bigwenbes on balambo asori beni wes bikaral bingwang des jo isonai babiomesi.
Professor Franz Jacobs of the University of Ghent.
Okay.
And I understand you are the promoter of a beekeeping program which is aimed at training young, energetic, enthusiastic, motivated people from developing nations and from all around the world in beekeeping. And I want to ask you some few questions.
I'm happy to answer.
Yeah.
No problem.
What is your motivation for this training?
It is so that we have so much potentials in Europe with beekeeping as a whole, but much more using beekeeping as a vehicle for education at the university, at different levels, at farmer level, at academic level. And from there, at a certain moment, if we would like to help developmental countries, it is necessary to give them knowledge. And I've seen during my visits on several countries that they are so traditional and they do not have immediately the skills to do what they have to do in order to reach the quality which is asked on the world trade market of honey. So I think this is a good thing. Learn them how to make wonderful honey.
Okay. My next question is related to the nature of the bees. We know the European bees are docile and gentle, and more people can practice beekeeping in Europe because of the gentleness of the bees.
Yes.
But back in Africa, in most African countries, we have the wild and aggressive bees, which also are mortal instincts, and people are distracted in doing beekeeping. What is the advice you give to African beekeepers or people who have the interest in
It is very easy, in my opinion. You were keeping bees for, let's say, hundreds of years by honey hunting. So you were selecting for aggressiveness. Those bees who were docile were taken the first. So this is the reason why you've got more and more aggressiveness. Now, we have just to turn back and doing selection and queen breeding of the docile swarm. And then using splitting technology. These are the skills. And I'm sure in 4 years, you will, if you can go direct in a line for breeding and selection of honeybees, I'm sure in 4 years you will have for sure a good result. And then, this is really essential for the promotion of beekeeping in Africa. You have to make them docile. It is maybe not possible to make them so docile immediately as is already obtained in Europe, but I'm sure the moment when you start to go in this selection line, you will have success and you will really boost the apiculture in Africa.
Okay. What is the role of beekeeping in biodiversity conservation and environmental protection?
I think it's very important in such a way that you have forestry. And normal farmer will start to burn the forest and to make crops. But if you have the forest to be conservated, you have to earn something from that forest. And this can be non-wood timber production. You can use honey and honey production for the particular area to conserve it. And on the same time, bees are so numbers, so big that they can provide a big piece of forest and all kinds of trees to produce seeds, and it gives also a boosting for wildlife generally, for birds, for rodents, whatever. So I think it is important that honeybees are really an integral part of the ecological conservation of a certain region.
We understand that bees are used in Europe for pollination. The European nations, the European government, especially in Belgium, they give a lot of importance to pollination, and those that use their bees to do pollination of crops or farmers' crops, they have the earning from it. But in Africa, it is difficult. How or what advice do you give to African farmers or those that want to use beekeeping in pollination of crops?
It is proven all over the world, and especially also in our lab. We have done a lot of studies in relation to pollination of strawberries, in relation to pollination of tomatoes, in relation to different crops, berries, whatever. And every time it is immediately clear that the presence of enough bees to pollinate every flower in that particular crop will increase the production with 20%, 40%, 50%. And if you are looking now, for instance, to biodiesel or oil production, generally spoken, a lot of this crucifera are depending on cross-pollination by honeybees, by which the production will increase immediately with several persons for sure, and maybe half of the production will increase. And of course, the bigger the area, the less bees are natural present, the more important beekeepers with their movable beehives become important for increasing the production of the crop. Okay. Yes?
I am one of the participants of this just ended session of the Beekeeping for Poverty Alleviation at the University of Ghent.
Yes.
My name is Christian Foubon Talifo. I come from a local NGO in Cameroon called BAPESU. And I will not want to tell you what I've learned from the course, but I just want, I give a lot of credit to you. There are a lot of, I don't have words to describe the teachings I've had, the benefits of the program, but I would like you to tell us the reason why you have so much love for Africa and your selection of candidates with a mix from governments and from NGOs, and also the take-home back message to us.
Okay. It is so that when we were starting with the group of 20, you have to remember that there were 600 numbers, from which 200 were academically acceptable. So it was very hard to make a selection. But we are taking general rules, which are also used for other programs by the VLIR, the International Development Corporation, the ICOS of the universities. This is, first of all, you have to be qualified, having a bachelor. Secondly, we have to take into account that we have both male, both female, so the gender problematic is there. Then we have, of course, also the general approach of the society, and when every society gap should be fulfilled, that means we need people who are making decision makers in the countries, the government. We need, of course, also researchers, the academical world, and between them the NGOs who are doing on the field a lot of work. So by bringing all those factors together in a group of young, motivated people, and they become, let's say, practically family with each other at a certain moment, they learn to respect each other at what level they are also. So we are not only taking beekeeping as pure beekeeping, but we also teaching how to do cultural exchange, how we can get funding, how we can make sure that everybody is respected, and so on and so on. And I'm very happy that this is again a success in 2011 nowadays, that 20 people from different countries have set up a network which will be for sure multiplicating in the next years very much.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Okay.
How we gonna do?